Is it just me, or does other people notice that things just don't always go as planned? I mean, you sit down and you pray through an event for months. You plan through every last detail. And the event gets here, and you know what happens? There's a hiccup along the way. And something unexpected goes awry. And all of a sudden, you're faced with a dilemma. You're faced with a choice. How am I going to respond to this? Because people are going to be watching, and they're going to be taking their lead from you. And I've noticed there's a couple different responses that leaders have. The first response is this: overreaction. They freak out. They run around like a chicken with their head cut off. They don't know what to do. They're so upset that the plan is not going according to how they scripted it, that they don't take the opportunity to make the best of the situation that's happening before them. Now, let me just say this. I used to be that guy. I used to run around and I was crazy. I mean, I really was. And my wife used to have to sit me down and say, you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to breathe. You're going to have to realize things are going to be okay. And after she did that, I would do just what she said. Take some deep breaths. And then we would go fix the problem. That's one way. Overreaction. There's a second way, too, that you can deal with something as a leader when things don't go the way as planned. You can be calm. You can realize that it's going to happen. You can realize that it's not the end of the world. And you plan accordingly from that point forward, and you make the best of the situation. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best at this, and I don't always do this, but I have realized in my life and in the ministry that the Lord has given me that when I react this way, things just go smoother. The people around me realize that, okay, this isn't taking Joey off guard. He's okay with this. He's leading us through this. And people just seem to respond better to that than the guy who's running around frantic because things aren't working out the way that he saw it in his head. And so I want to encourage everyone, don't be the overreactor. Be the guy that understands that things don't always go as planned, and when they don't go as planned, you deal with it as it comes up. And I think you're going to be really surprised that when you do that, how easier life becomes in that moment, because you're not so focused on what didn't go right. You're focused on, okay, how do we move on from this point and get back on track? Just a helpful little tip that I've learned the hard way in ministry. I hope that you find it useful.